Hi friends, how are you doing? Happy new week. I hope we're all doing well. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you today, and I'll be sharing with you this vegetable soup recipe. Yeah, the recipe is already up on a video, not a video, it's a live stream. Yeah, maybe I thought probably so many of us may not have seen it. Yeah, and I decided to make it a single video this time, just so it's easy for anyone searching for the soup specifically to find it. Okay, it's a vegetable soup, my version of Edikang-ikong. Okay, yeah, I'll be making it with ugu. I have some ugu, yeah, and I'll be using spinach in place of water leaves. Let's get in, guys, and make soup. So for the soup, I'll be needing this beef. Yeah, I had bought it fresh but washed and kept some of it in the freezer, reason it's frozen. So I've added my deboned dry fish to it, and I'll be spicing it in a bit for our cooking. Over here I have some mushrooms. Yeah, this is the canned type that I have drained, and some shrimps. Okay, I have my fresh palm oil. I have some chopped onions. I have my ground crayfish, 2 Maggi cubes, some dry pepper. I wouldn't be using fresh pepper for this. Saving time, but you can use your fresh pepper, okay? And there I have some salt. For vegetables, this is some frozen ugu. I'm going to be dropping them back in the freezer. And this is frozen spinach. I'm using the frozen spinach because it feels heavier and leaner in the soup than the fresh one. Okay, it gives me that water leaf feel. So I'll be dropping them back in the freezer for later use. And here is my meat. I'll be spicing them in a bit. So for spicing, I'll be scooping in some of the dry pepper or chili flakes. So next I'll be adding this 2 cubes of Maggi. Next I'll put some salt. And next I added some water. Yeah, since my meat is frozen, I would be careful with the water I'm adding. Yeah, but if yours is not frozen, just add water to the level of your meat. Yes, and before I forget, guys, let's add in some onions. I'm gonna be using just this and reserve the rest for later use. Okay, so for the meat, we're gonna be cooking it until it's very soft, or as soft as you want your meat to be. Just cook thoroughly. Yeah, mine is ready at this point, but just to be sure, I like to scoop it out and check. Yeah, I'm actually one of those people who prefer to use chicken even in their soups. Yeah, for personal reasons though, but for this particular recipe I found out that beef is a better choice. So I just transferred the boiled meat, the boiled everything obstacle into this pot, and in that pot I'm going ahead with the rest of the process. Adding some fresh palm oil. I'm using just a little bit. Yeah, this oil will not even be noticeable in the soup after cooking, but I love the taste it adds to the soup. So in my oil now, I'll be adding this chopped onions while reserving the prawns for later. So stirring the onions, kind of sauteed a little bit, adding some salt, And then we'll be stir frying the mushrooms at this point. So give that a stir for a couple of minutes. A little bit more pepper. You add pepper to your taste, guys. Yeah. And then the crayfish. So this stir fry process would be taking like say 4 minutes or thereabout. I'm gonna be adding more crayfish. And then stirring. At this point it was just so flavorful, and you can see what it's looking like. So I added my ugu leaves at this point, and because it's frozen, we're not going to be cooking it for long before adding the spinach. Yeah, here goes our spinach. Like I explained before, I'm using the frozen spinach because it's kind of leaner and kind of thicker in the soup. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the same reason that when we make this soup with water leaf, a lot of people prefer to leave them out in the sun for a little bit, you know, to kind of get the moisture out a little bit. Okay, yeah, so if I use the fresh spinach, it's just the soup is gonna just be very light. I don't know how to describe that. Yeah, but I feel that the frozen spinach does a better job for this soup. For me, you can have a mix of both fresh and frozen if you want to. Guys, at this point, after stirring in my vegetables, I'm going ahead to add the well cooked meat and fish. I'm gonna gently mix that very well, just to let the meat soak up the sauce and the goodness from those veggies, mushrooms, stir fry, and everything. Look at that. So guys, next I'll be adding in some of this meat stock. Yeah, my stock was actually bigger than I thought, and for that reason I wouldn't be using all of them because I would want the soup to be thick. If you prefer it lighter, you can use more water than I did. Okay, yeah, so I'll put a little bit and reserve the rest for later use in another recipe, of course. So I'll just cover it up at this point and let it simmer for another 3 to 4 minutes. It's ready, guys. And like I told us, the oil wasn't noticeable at all. Yeah, it just gave it that unique taste I needed. Here I'm just adding a little bit more salt. And then my shrimps. I'm adding my shrimps at this point because they were already cooked. Yeah. So I will just give that a good mix. And soup is pretty ready, guys. 1 more minute and it would be time to serve the soup. Yeah. So guys, this is how I put this vegetable soup together. Yeah, it takes me little or no time, and it's just like a perfect substitute for the use of water leaves. Okay, yeah, so if you live somewhere you can't find water leaves, you can still enjoy your Edikang-ikong. Okay. So from here, friends, I'll say thank you so much for hanging on. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and stay with the family, okay? And I'll see you soon.